Hello, welcome back to Embodying Light with Gal. I'm your host, Gal Prano. Thank you so much for being here. If you're brand new, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning and tuning into another episode. I appreciate you so much. This is a space for spiritual growth, self connection, healing, and remember who you truly are. Here we talk about intuition, self love, confidence, psychic and mediumship insights, and grounded life coaching tools to help you move through life with clarity and alignment. Now, let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in and out. Soften your shoulders, and you're exactly where you're meant to be. In today's episode, I want to talk to you many about something many of us or many people are struggling with, which is trusting themselves. If you ever second guess your decisions, or even after you made a decision, or before you make a decision, or you question your intuition, or you feel like you need validation from others, and before making a move, making a decision, trust and believe you are not alone. At some point in all of our lives, many of us lose trust in ourselves, and the journey back to ourselves often begins with rebuilding that trust. Rebuilding the trust with ourselves to know that we can trust our feelings, our decisions, and know that we don't need 101 opinions before making a decision that feels right to us. And trust believe, I know exactly how that feels. Many times where I felt like I had to ask 10 people, at least minimum five, I'm being honest, before I make a decision. And even then, I would be so indecisive and confused and unsure. And if the majority said one thing, do I go with that, even though my gut's telling me to do something else? So it's a work in progress. Let's talk about why we stop trusting ourselves. A lot of times, losing trust in ourselves doesn't happen overnight, just like trying to lose weight doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly through experiences, like being told you're wrong, or your feelings are dismissed or invalid, or that your feelings don't matter. And or hearing about your parents talk about, oh, so and so did this, and you feel the need to follow someone else's path, or you have a coach and mentor, or somebody you look up to, and you see that they've done this and this, and you think that maybe I need to do that too because it worked for them. Maybe I should do that so it works for me. And oftentimes, and over time, we start looking outside of ourselves for answers and decisions on what we should do with our lives and what path we should go, what direction we should do, or we pick a path that someone else has done, thinking it will work for us as well. But what is meant for us will work for us, and what is not meant for us will not be in alignment or work out for us, which is why it's really important to learn to trust yourself and do what feels right to you and for you, and not comparing to someone else's path or someone else's decisions. We ask we ask everyone else, like, what do you think we should do? And then so we can analyze all the possibility. Then we're like, whew, okay, so and so said this, and this was said this. What do I do? Which direction do I follow? I've been there so many times where, and it actually made me more stressed out because I had way too many options and opinions. But as we disconnect from that quiet voice within us that already knows, meaning already knows the truth of what we want to do, like our own gut is telling us, hey, go do this. But we're like, no, I'm going to ask the whole world what they think. Then we're going to make a decision, right? The truth is, your inner guidance never actually leaves you. It's always a part of you. Sometimes it just gets buried under doubts and fears and overthinking or the worries of what ifs and if I do this, right? Or this. And we also have to take accountability for our own actions and what we decide to do. Because just because someone gave us a opinion and we listen to it, it's not their fault if things don't work out. Because at the end of the day, it's our decision, it's our lives, which is why it's so important to listen to ourselves and trust ourselves. Let's talk about the difference between intuition and fear. One of the biggest questions people ask is, how do I know if it's my intuition or fear? Intuition usually feels calm, clear, grounded, and soft and gentle. It may not always tell you the easiest path, but often it comes with a sense of quiet knowing. Fear, on the other hand, tends to feel loud, urgent, anxious, like, those jittery feelings you get when you're really afraid of something. Not those excitement jittery feelings, but it's going to be louder and it's going to have a different reaction to your body as well, how you're going to feel it. You may also feel like you're full of what if scenarios, right? What if this happens and the worries, right? If I decide this and then this happens, or this, or what if, right? Trying to analyze all the possible ways, possibly, that something can go wrong. Fear often tries to protect us from discomfort, while intuition generally guides us towards alignment and growth. Learning the difference between the two takes time, practice, patience, and having self awareness. Now, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I don't really have a lot of self awareness and I don't really have a lot of patience, don't beat yourself up. You can start changing today, right now in this moment, to give yourself some patience and time to allow yourself to start having self awareness in your everyday life. Let's talk about rebuilding the trust with yourself. How do you do that? Where do you start? How can you start changing that? Maybe you're listening to right now. You're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to rebuild the trust in myself. I'm so used to asking everyone in their mouths for opinion. How do I start rebuilding this so I can truly learn to listen to myself and trust myself and fully mean it? Not, I trust myself and then you still ask a bunch of people for their advice and opinion. Asking for advice is not a bad thing. Where it can hurt you is not trusting yourself to make the best decision, even after hearing other people's opinions and following their opinion and hoping you're going to get the same results as them. So, rebuilding your trust with yourself doesn't require massive life changes, even though it may feel like that right now. It often begins with small moments of listening to yourself, right? Like, for example, honoring your boundaries. If someone asks you to go out to have dinner and drinks, and your initial reaction is like, I'm tired. I don't really feel like it. Well, follow through on that for yourself and set boundaries. And that doesn't mean you can't hang out with those friends or friend, or maybe reschedule it for a different day or weekend when you do have the energy and you do want to go, right? Like protecting your space and your boundaries. Or maybe your social battery is really low at the moment. No worries. Then know when you should go somewhere and when you should not go somewhere. But don't go because you're people pleasing, because you want to make them happy and you're going to be struggling or feeling super tired or paying the consequences of going and then being there. I've been there where I was like, oh, I should really stay home. I should really did this and this and this instead because I really needed to get some other things done, right? Follow that gut feeling when you make a decision that feels aligned with you instead of other people. And meaning people pleasing. We're going to go back to that because if you are making a decision to go out with whoever it is inviting you out to make them happy, then you're saying yes to them and no to you. You should always be saying yes to you, no to them, and reschedule things accordingly. Or even if you say yes and you no longer feel like going, be honest with yourself because then you're going to go and people please, and then you're going to beat yourself up because you didn't want to go in the first place. And then you go and you feel like waste time and you could have accomplished other things. Every time you listen to yourself, even in small ways, you are strengthening your relationship with your inner voice and slowly building up your confidence. And over time, that trust becomes stronger. You begin to realize that you already carry so much wisdom within you. You have the answers to your path, direction you want to go. You have wisdom within you of what you want to do and how you want to show up in the world, what direction you want to go in your life, in your career, in your relationships. From a spiritual perspective, trusting yourself is also about trusting the guidance that flows through you. Your intuition, your energy, and your inner awareness are powerful tools. You are so strong, so powerful, and have so much wisdom within you. And nothing's wrong with asking other people's their opinion or advice or their life experiences, but make sure you're following your own feeling and the direction that you want to go and what you want to do and not following someone else's dream. When we quiet the noise around us and reconnect inward, we start recognizing that we're not as lost as we sometimes feel. We're simply learning how to listen again, especially if we live in such a busy, go, go, quick world, society, that it can feel like we just have to just quickly go to the next thing or just, scroll on social media real quick to see what else is going on. So I can stay up late and, make sure I'm up to par with everything that's going on in the world. All right. So let's talk about doing a journaling prompt that can help you deepen your awareness and your trust within yourself. So ask yourself, where in my life am I being invited to trust myself more? And you might also ask yourself, what would I choose if I trusted my inner voice? Now, you can write this down. I highly recommend getting a journal, writing this down so you can connect with the writing and give yourself time to process it. Now, if you're on the go or you're listening to this in the car, pause it real quick. When you have a second, you can record a quick voice memo to get your thoughts out as well. If you're driving, obviously pay attention to the road and do this activity later. If you're listening to this and you're at home and you can take a second to journal this, I highly recommend journaling this. Journaling now and doing this activity to help you deepen the connection with yourself and your self awareness. Also, you might also ask yourself, what would what would I choose if I trusted my inner voice? What decisions have I been overthinking that my intuition already answered? And let this be a moment and take a moment to check in with yourself honestly and give yourself the time to do this activity before you jump to the next thing, before you go to your plans or before you start working, or if you're taking a break in the middle of the day and you're listening to this, take a second. It's only going to take a couple minutes. Take a couple minutes to say yes to yourself, to allow yourself to deepen your connection with you and be honest, but also be compassionate with yourself. Like, this is where I'm at right now. And this is, I know you need to have a starting point. So then you know where to go from here. Remember, trusting yourself is a journey. It takes time, but it takes having the awareness first of where you're at. And then two, committing to yourself that you want to work on this. And then three, following through on your own commitments to yourself. Then four, you're going to increase your self awareness and you're also going to increase your level of confidence and trust within yourself. Remember, that doesn't happen overnight. And it's okay if you're still figuring things out. And it's okay. Sometimes life feels like a roller coaster ride, right? We think we're there and then we're not. And then there's like that big drop, right? Things takes time. And sometimes life does feel like a roller coaster ride. But make sure your seatbelt's on tight. If you made it this far in your life, you're going to figure things out and you're going to make it to the next chapter, in the next chapter, and up that hump on that roller coaster and down and up. So don't be so hard on yourself. The important thing is that you keep coming back to yourself. Now, here's a couple affirmations we're going to say together. And I highly, highly recommend writing these on a sticky note. So that way, as you're going throughout your day, whether it's on your monitor, bathroom mirror, by the back door before you leave, or on the coffee pot or near the coffee pot, somewhere where you will see this, remind yourself every single day. All right, let's do this together. One, I choose to trust myself. I honor my intuition. I allow clarity, healing, and confidence to unfold naturally. I embody my life fully and unapologetically. I want you to repeat that every day. And you can even take it one notch higher and do it in front of a mirror and look at yourself when you're saying this. And the constant positive affirmation that you are saying to yourself, even if you're listening to this right now and you went through those affirmations and you feel in your gut and you feel like what you would message me and tell me is, I don't believe in it. You don't believe in it, even if you don't believe in it yet. The more you choose you, the more you show up every single day, the more you start to believe in yourself, and the more you will start to see that it is true. All right, I feel like pulling one card to before we close out this container here. I'm going to pull from one of my Oracle decks here to see what message you need to hear to help you along your journey, to help you continue trusting yourself. So here's my deck. I'm going to shuffle real quick and we are going to pull one card. Let's see. Let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel. This card is absolutely beautiful. It's sparkling in the back. There's like two butterflies. There's a feel of flowers and grass on the ground, and there's forest in the back. Absolutely beautiful. This is card number 22. Look at that. Angel numbers 2 2. Let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel. How beautiful is that? This is such an alignment. Give yourself permission to choose you and feel the motions that come and are going, anything that's coming up within this episode. But before we close out this episode, place a hand on your heart and take one slow breath with me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. I said one, but I felt called to do two. Yeah, maybe and I actually felt really alignment. 2 2 2 on the card, but like doing two in and out. We're releasing all the judgment that we've held on to. We are releasing what no longer serves us, and we are welcoming the good into our life and continue to work on embodying our light. Embodying our light. Ask yourself, what did this episode awaken in you today? And trust what is coming through. And allow yourself to let go of everything that no longer serves you. People, energy, places, things. If this episode resonated with you, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes. And remember that we're going to continue talking about spirituality, intuition, personal growth, life coaching tips and tricks and nuggets. And if you're looking for deeper clarity or guidance in your life, feel free to check out my website at www.galperino.com to book a psychic life reading, a mediumship reading, or a life coaching session. Feel free to sign up for my newsletter that goes out every month, tips and tricks and new upcoming things coming up. If you are if you are busy, I should say, and you don't have time to connect one-on-one and on a live call, feel free to book a email reading or a oracle video response reading as well on my website. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or email me at lifecoach@galperino.com. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Continue embodying your light, stepping into the freaking light because you're the most beautiful and important person here. It's time to start believing in you and continue. Thank you for being here. Continue our journey together of embodying your light. I'll catch you in the next one.